Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. Good evening. I know I forgot to, well, not forgot, but I didn't get a chance to record this past Sunday. Sorry. I've been really swamped, to be honest, with a lot of work stuff, school stuff. You know, it's getting close to the end of the semester, so got more work to do and stuff. But I did want to eventually record an episode. So this time last year, it was the whole Thanksgiving situation. But this year, we're still in COVID season, but should be fine. So I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving this week when it comes, and get to, eat and chill and enjoy the day if you're not working, hopefully. And, just enjoy the time that you have to eat and chill with family, friends, however you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, that too. Just chill for the day. So I just want to check in really quick because, like I said, I wanted to record an episode. The original thing I wanted to talk about, I can't find it. So I'm going to talk about this other post or message. I don't know why I can't find. Oh, here it is. Just in time. Okay. So I'm going to read this and I'm going to talk about it like I always do. So I felt like it resonated with me currently right now. Definitely in a transitioning stage. So just bearing with myself, with the universe, and how things are coming together, and putting in my work on my end to make it happen. So I'm going to read it and talk about it. This is from Twitter, and his Twitter name is @workwiththecoach, but it's @workwthecoach. So he says, there's not enough room in your mind for both worry and faith. You must decide which one gets to live there. Faith is something that gets you over the humps and potholes in life. That was what somebody else added to it. But the main part is there's not enough room in your mind for both worry and faith. You must decide which one gets to live there. And that's a very true statement. And sometimes it's not easy to do that, because that requires you to be, to an extent, you need to be in tune with yourself to a certain level to be able to live by faith. Because as humans, when things are not going as planned, or just there is a sudden change, we are like naturally wired to worry, or we might be anxious or something. So it's a natural feeling, but it's also a mind, in my opinion, a mind over matter type of thing, where you have to have, your faith has to be stronger than your fear. And that's really the only way. For one, I feel like that's a way to get through whatever you're going through faster, because when you have the faith, it just, I don't know, it's just something that it does to you. Like, it just makes you like stronger, and also you can think back to other situations, maybe not exactly the same as what you're going through, but other trials and tribulations that you went through and how you got through them. And so that can be a reminder of your faith in yourself and God, the universe, and things working out always for the greater good. And, because in the end, it's all like everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. Even the only thing is, like, we as humans, we don't know what is going to happen. But that's also supposed to be the beauty of the whole thing called life, is that, we we have free will to make choices, but even with free will, I believe you still end up where you're supposed to be. You just might take a different route, or, have a little bit more delay maybe. Or you might just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like you will get to where you need to be. It's up to you to follow your intuition and to have faith in yourself and faith in God and your plan and the plan for your life and your purpose. That helps determine how you get to where you need to be faster or not. So definitely practicing faith over fear. It takes skill, it takes practice, it takes faith, it takes promise, in the sense of, believing in yourself and your promise on your life, and the promise in your purpose of why you're here. And I feel like a way to practice it is definitely by praying, meditating. You can read the Bible, you can read certain books that are self-help books or just positive, motivating books. Talk to your friends and families or whoever you feel you can trust. That's a way to continue to build your faith. But really, we have to remember that, yes, like we depend on, or not depend, but we look to the universe and God and everything for help and guidance and, just to get you through. But you are stronger than you think, and you have a lot in you already to get you through everything, because it's like, in my opinion, it's embedded in your DNA. Like, before you even came to earth, God already had a plan for your life. So I feel like when God is making you, he already knows what you're going to go through. So he's already going to embed everything that you need. It's already in you. It's in your soul. And like I say a lot of times, like, we are souls having a human experience. So your soul is deep within you. It's just up to you to do the work, to look within your soul, find your soul first of all, be in tune with your soul, get to know your soul, and trust your soul. And all the answers are there. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a gimmick or anything. It's really true. Like, sometimes you really just need to listen. You need to just, have that silence, literally, but also within your head, and to just allow your soul to speak to you and tell you what you need to do, or what your next step should be, or when you're confused about something. It's just it's within you already. So it's just, we have to figure out how to listen to ourselves, our higher self, because that's really, in my opinion, again, what it is. It's your soul is your higher self, and we come here on earth and we're in human form to get to know our souls and our higher self, and we are here for a mission, a purpose. And within figuring out the purpose, figuring out your soul, figuring out other people as well, you start to become more and more in tune with your higher self, right? And the closer you get to your higher self, the better you start doing in life, and the more faith you have in yourself, and it's easier for you to achieve what you want to achieve. You can manifest anything. You literally, all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is pray to the universe, pray to God, and just manifest whatever it is that you want. And then you have to practice having the faith that what you ask for is what you're going to get. Whether it be literally exactly how you say that you wanted it, if that aligns with what works for your purpose and what for your life, then yes, you will get it. If not, you will get something better, or what you're asking for in a different form that better aligns with what you need, right? Because everything that you need, like I said, it's already within you. You have everything that you need. You just have to figure it out, what it is that's within you. And sometimes when we have certain trials and tribulations that occur, that's when you discover things within yourself that you didn't know was there. Like I'm sure everybody can relate to that. There has to have been times in your life where you were faced with something where you didn't think that you could do something, or you didn't know that you had that much strength in you, or you didn't know you had that much, the knowledge about something, or the ability to apply so much passion to something. I feel everybody has had to have that experience before, or a couple of times. So that type of experience teaches you things about yourself that you probably wouldn't have learned or tapped into if that type of experience didn't occur. So sometimes when we are faced with trials, we try to hurry up and get out of it. I can say that because that's really how I was feeling this past month or two. I was trying to get out of this stage where I was, this transition. But as I had a friend tell me to just chill out and to take a step back and take a break from, trying so hard to get out of where I was, and wait for, just give myself a break, basically. And when I gave myself a break, literally, that's when the stuff started coming to me that I had been trying to manifest for myself. And that's like a clear example right there. It's just like, you have to learn to let go. And you have to learn to let God be in control. And all you can really do is just ask for guidance on the way. And I'm not trying to sound like preachy or anything, but the more you pray to God, the more you talk to God, the more you stay in tune with yourself and just focus on you, meditate, read, like I said, read the Bible, read your self-help books, like stay in a positive mindset. That's when things speak to you, whether it be, a stranger or a family member will say something to you that probably resonates for what you've been thinking about, and you haven't talked to that person about it yet, stuff like those type of occurrences. Or like I always say, like seeing angel numbers, or, like the white butterflies, or just things like that, like paying attention. I feel like that's a part of it too, is like being in tune with your surroundings and being in tune with yourself. Like if you're in this mindset, I was actually listening to a podcast this morning, Nikki's Thoughts, and she was talking about how we as humans, like we can have the ability to self-sabotage, because if you're in this lack mindset, for one, you will be in this stage where you'll take whatever comes your way because you feel like you're lacking something. And sometimes what you're willing to take is not even worth it to you. You're worth way more than that, right? So that's one thing. But also being in this mindset of survival mode versus living, and how the two can change your mindset and the way that you live your life and the way you handle situations and the way you view life. Because it's easier to be in a negative mindset than stay in a positive, because there's always going to be things that come our way that's not planned or throw you off. We're always getting tested, but that's where the faith comes in yourself and in what God has for your life, that it's just a test, and you're strong enough to get through it. And you're usually, for me, it's like changing your mindset. Like, okay, the more and more tests that come your way, that means the more closer you are to the things that you've been praying for, manifesting for yourself. So I saw something, I think it was Steve Harvey or TD Jakes, or one of them, but they were like, if you're in hell, why would you stop? Right? Why wouldn't you keep going to get out of that? And sometimes when we are in that type of situation in life where you feel like having your tower moment where you are in hell and you feel like literally everything is going wrong according to you, because what you view as going wrong is actually part of the plan. Everything has a purpose. Everything that happens in your life is for a purpose, and it's just you have to be patient with God's timing to see why things are the way they are, and you'll eventually get the answers if you pay attention and you stay in tune with yourself. And like I keep saying, like praying, meditating, just sometimes you really have to just like cancel out the noise. And the noise is it's a lot of things. Noise is the literal noise. Noise is social media. Noise is people telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing in your life. Noise is you having negative thoughts, like learning how to ignore them. Also, judgment or comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. Like not trying to compare your life or your timeline to somebody else. Just when you really are so focused on yourself, like I said, you just become like this beam of light and this magnet for all the things that you're supposed to get. Because if you think about it, like the more you're in tune with yourself, the more you're happy with who you are, where you are, and you're pouring into yourself, you're becoming your higher self. And your higher self is going to literally attract like a big beaming light and attract all the things that are supposed to be in your life. And the things that aren't supposed to be there, they're going to be blinded by your light and they won't be able to touch you. So, just keep practicing self-love, self-care, self-help, talking positive to yourself, and just focus on you. And I know it's like cliche because people say that all the time, especially when it comes to like dating and stuff. But it is really like the truth. You should the more and more you focus on you and just keep pouring into yourself, the more you'll fall in line, with your divine, and you'll be able to see inside, and you'll be able to see exactly the path for you, and you'll be able to have faith, and you'll have confidence to just go into the path that you're supposed to be in. And you won't have to overthink anything or have anxiety cloud your head or anything. You'll just be so sure of yourself and everything that you're supposed to do. So I hope that made sense, what I was saying. But I'll read it back again. There's not enough room in your mind for both worry and faith. You must decide which one gets to live there. Faith is something that gets you over the humps and potholes in life. So, in my opinion, practice faith more than worry. Worry will ruin things for you because you will second guess everything. And more than likely, when you do that, you will just keep making worse decisions, and it will just stray you way further from your path that you're supposed to be on, versus just walking in faith and, practicing faith and doing what is right, and remaining positive, remaining strong, no matter what you're faced with, and staying the course, because there at the end of it is what you want, and what you desire, and it's going to call you more and more. So just practice faith no matter what, through the humps and the potholes in life. Just dust yourself off and keep going. You don't want to remain in hell, right? We don't want to stop there. We want to keep going to where you're supposed to be. And I don't know if you guys watched Insecure, but last Sunday's episode, oh my gosh, what an emotional roller coaster. At least for me, like, it was crazy. I'm not gonna go into detail if people haven't watched the episode yet, but I really liked it. And I love that show because I feel like it definitely, each character goes through things that I can relate to and resonate with in my life currently. And there was just one part where Issa says, what did she say? She said, shit is gonna happen how and when it wants to. And when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's literally what I always be like. That's how I'd say what I say. Like, things are always gonna happen how and when it wants to. We only have so much control. And I think that's like a really big lesson that everyone is here to learn too. Like, that's one of the big things that we are here to learn, is that we can only control so much, and things are going to happen how and when it wants to, and all we can do is roll with it in the best way. Not necessarily in the sense of like just not making decisions for yourself and living recklessly, but working around the things that happen to you and trying to gain as many lessons as you can from it, and to avoid making mistakes in the future, but also just to get yourself back on, stay on track, stay on your path. So, definitely recommend watching that if you haven't watched it, that episode, or this season. It's still going. It's still fairly new. I think it's like the fourth or fifth episode, this one. But it's the last season, so that's kind of tough. But if you haven't watched Insecure, definitely get on that. It's a good show. It has great music. Like, that soundtrack is amazing. But I think it's Raphael Sadiq does it, so that makes sense. But the soundtrack is great, and the casting, like the show in general, it's a really good show, in my opinion. So, again, remember, like I said, practice faith over fear. Have a great holiday. And we are in Sagittarius season. So, we're getting to the end of the year. So, let me look real quick about Sagittarius, because I'm a Sagittarius rising. I know a couple of Sagittarius, and they are really fun. Like, Sagittarius, we're fun, and we like to be adventurous and do whatever we want. Let me see, hold on. Well, I'm a Virgo, but I'm a Sagittarius rising, so hold on. Okay, so Sagittarius are from November 22nd and ends December 21st. Sag season is all about feeling mentally strong and seizing the moment. Alright, so it brings its own special vibes to the zodiac calendar that can impact all areas of your life, including your work, your relationships, and even your exercise routine. During this Sagittarius season, you'll be more optimistic about the future and take steps to make it even better. But naturally, there's a lot more to it than that. What does Sagittarius season mean for you? At its core, Sag season is about feeling mentally strong. That feeling of not wanting to miss out on great opportunities will extend to work too. Sagittarius season will push you to attend more networking events and keep your eyes open for new and exciting gigs that come up. Whether you're aiming to move up at your current workplace or ready for a change, Sag season will help you feel like you're actually making progress and reaching your goals. This particular season is synced with Venus, which is hyper-focused on having you go for what you love. That means making sure you're getting yours in relationships, but also making your thoughts and desires well known, whether you're at your local coffee shop or bantering with your significant other. So, yeah, it's basically the ending of the year, and it's a good, like I said, I feel like Sagittarius is a good season. I know for me, even last year, Sagittarius season was great. So I just feel like it's a season where it's a lot of holidays, a lot of family time, a lot of wrapping up, and a lot of like exploring how you've pretty much gone throughout the year and setting goals for yourself for the next year. So I hope that you guys have a great holiday, like I said, and I will check in with you guys again maybe this Sunday or sometime next week. So enjoy your holiday, your weekend, and thank you for listening to Black Hippie Lounge. I'm Chanel, your host. Also, I keep forgetting to say, but if you can, rate the podcast, give it 5 stars, make a review, write suggestions if you want to. I know on Spotify you can make a comment now, so definitely, if you have any questions, comments, any topics you want me to discuss, definitely send your girl a message, and I will, or you can DM me, on Instagram. Follow me at Black Hippie Lounge. And thank you. Yeah, thank you for listening. I actually had somebody else reach out to me saying that they listen to the podcast as well. So, I really appreciate you guys being patient with me, because I know I'm sometimes not always able to do an episode because I'm just really, really swamped with work, schoolwork, and work stuff. So, but I don't think about you guys. Like, I really do think about, the episodes, or when I see something during the week and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. It's just, I'm really trying to balance my life right now. So, but I do appreciate you guys. I really do. So, again, don't forget to rate the podcast 5 stars, comments, concerns, questions, blah, blah, blah. Have a great weekend and a great holiday, and meditate, manifest, invest in you. And I will talk to you soon.